Hello, welcome to How We Met. I'm Sheryl Strich, and every month I meet with two couples from Laguna Woods who tell their story about how they met. Today, I want to welcome our first couple, Mary and Tom Nee. Mary is a nurse case manager at Capistrano Beach Care in Dana Point, and she also plays pickleball. Tom loves pickleball, basketball, and golf. Tom is a gold medal winner in pickleball tournaments, not only in Laguna Woods, but in various Orange County tournaments. So, to make Tom feel comfortable, I'll just pull out the only 2 gold medals that I've ever won, and I'll wear them during our show. Welcome, Tom and Mary.
Thank you.
Yay. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
What an introduction. And also accurate. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so let's start. I know you've memorized my 3 questions, Tom, but pretend you haven't, and I'll ask them.
Okay.
Where are you guys from?
We're from a small town in Boston called South Boston, and we actually met there. And
Don't, you're missing
Not
it.
yet?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's
Mary,
where we're from.
Where are you from?
I'm from South Boston, too.
Okay.
Yes,
How long have you guys been a couple?
just about 40 years.
40 years. Ooh, with
Yeah.
Tom?
Yeah, 40 years with Tom, yes, yeah. Yeah, 40 years.
40
Yeah.
years, my goodness. And how long have you been living in Laguna Woods?
Almost 4 years now.
4 years.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, we love it here.
love it here.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Why don't we get started? How'd you meet?
Do you want me to tell?
Yeah, you
Or-
can
Why don't you start and see if Tom, or
he
should we have Tom start and
Why
see if
don't
you?
You start. You start.
So
We never
we grew up in the same town, but we have 4 years age difference between us. So we never ran in the same.
Tom is much older?
Much older, yeah. But we didn't run in the same
Thanks for
circles
pointing
at
that
all. The town isn't that big. It's only about 3-4 miles,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah,
big.
it's small.
But different ends of town. So I was out one night with my friends, and we went to a bar, and he was there. And that's pretty simple, right? So we met that night. We had a drink, hung out, got to know each other. Common friends that we realized he's the same age as my brother. They played some sports together over the years. So yeah, and then that night we left there. We went to a house party.
You left together?
Yeah, a bunch of
Oh,
us
okay,
went.
okay.
A whole bunch of us were out. I was out with my girlfriends. And
We
his
jumped in
friends.
the same car, and she sat on my lap.
Yeah, and we all went to a house party, and it went very late that night at the party, and then he walked me home, and on the way home it was so late that the breakfast place was open, so we had breakfast together, and then that was it. 2 days later, I got the phone call, we went on a date, and we've been together ever since, yeah.
You know what the thing that it was when we were sitting talking at the party, we had so much in common.
Yeah.
I said to her, you know, what's your birthday? August 26th. Mine's May 26th. She said to me, how many children are in your family? I said, I'm the youngest of 5. She said, I'm the youngest of 5. And then we
Yeah.
just...
A million similarities.
Similarities.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was...
Okay, Mary,
Yes.
did you expect Tom to call you?
Yes, I did expect Tom to call me, and I'll tell you a funny story. The minute his car was in the shop, that he had some kind of a problem with your car. He had a Le Mans. It was beautiful, and I had
Whatever.
the green. I don't know, but anyway, I picked him up in the car because we're going on the date, and he immediately got in. And he said, let's just get this over with. And he kissed me immediately and said, now, you know.
we don't have to think about
the
that.
The ice, we don't have to think about that anymore.
Break
The
the
ice is
ice.
broken and we're done. So, yeah. But we went to the movies. And this is the funniest story is he said, I want to sit way up in the back. And I'm like, oh, no. He's going to want to make out the whole time we're at the movies. And he just talked the whole time we were at the movies.
That's why you needed to sit in the back. Nobody was around you.
And I said to her
rewatch.
afterwards, how did you like the movie? And she said, I don't know. I never seen it.
I couldn't even hear.
I wanted to get to know you.
What was the
couldn't
movie?
wait.
Do you remember what the movie was?
It was a chorus line.
Oh,
with
you talked through a chorus line?
Chorus
He did,
line. I
yeah.
was singing
It's
and
one of my
dancing
favorite
Michael
movies.
Douglas.
Yeah. So
I just wanted to get to know her as quickly as possible.
yeah.
Okay, so Tom, I've known you for a while, and I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious. How come you waited 2 days?
Yeah.
2 days to call?
Yeah.
Let her wait a little bit. A little anticipation doesn't hurt nobody.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
guess. I don't know, yeah. But yeah, that's how we met. Pretty.
And then how soon did you get married?
Oh, we were together for a very long time before we got married.
Yeah.
We didn't get married till 1995.
Right.
Yeah. So we already had, we already had the works in place. We had our family, well, most of our family, the house, couple of the kids, yeah. We got married in 95, so, yeah.
How many years is that?
Almost 30, right?
34?
1995, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
29 years. I think.
29, you've been married 29 years.
29 years, yeah.
Oh my goodness, okay. Wow, that's a long time to be together before you finalize it.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really that important to us, to be honest with you.
As long as we're together.
Yeah.
It's really all
I
that
think
matters.
it literally, and to be perfectly honest, it was our oldest son that said, "What is wrong with the two of you?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Everybody's parents are married. How come you're not married?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe we should get married."
Yeah.
And we did.
How old was he when you got married?
How old was I?
Your
My
son.
son, 7. He was 7.
So was he in the wedding?
He was in the wedding. Both boys were in the wedding.
both
And
our
my
boys.
nephews, we had a
Yeah.
big
yeah.
little,
It was fun. It was a nice
yeah.
family wedding, yeah.
Oh, it's really-
Everybody was involved.
Okay, so everybody grew up in Boston,
yeah.
and it must have been really tough. I mean, why'd you come here?
So 3 children, all 2 oldest boys, about 8 years ago now, decided they wanted to come to LA, and they did. They drove cross country and they quit their jobs and uprooted their lives, and they came this way. And then about 3 years later, 2 or 3 years later, my daughter, who was just out of school, said, "You know what? I think I'm going to go too," and she did. So she went to LA, and the 3 of them were here now, and we're home. I mean.
I
What are
come
we
in
gonna
from
do?
work and she said, "I got a job. I'm a nanny in Beverly Hills." And I
Yeah.
said, "Oh, what?"
Yeah.
I wasn't too excited because all my children were gone.
Right. Yeah.
They were gone and living 3,000 miles away.
Yeah, so we chased them, basically, is
Yeah.
what we did. But with that being said, we decided that we weren't going to be on top of them, right? We're not those people at all, and I'm not that helicopter mother. We're not helicopter
We're
parents.
right in the
at all.
middle. We're right in the middle.
So now one is in Los Angeles. She's in San Diego now,
Right.
and my boys are still in LA.
Okay.
So we're like
So they have to come
strategically
here.
placed
They
in the
have to
middle.
come here for everybody
Yeah,
to get
so
together.
it's easy for both of us to get back and forth to any of them.
Right.
Yeah. So it's nice. Yeah. And they're great kids.
And you left everybody else in Boston.
We did.
Yeah, we left our families in Boston. And
Most
sisters
of
and
Tom's
brothers.
family's still in Boston.
Right.
They'll always be in Boston. They're rooted in the neighborhoods, and it's great.
That's what my son said. He
Yeah.
said, "I want to see the world." He said, "Everyone just stays in Boston and, it's on the-
Firefighter,
it's on the
police
fire, it's on
officer.
the police. Then they buy a triple decker and then it continues
Right.
for
It's the
decades
city.
and decades.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's fine.
Right.
I mean, that's how we grew up. So,
Right.
But then again, if it wasn't for them, we never would have seen
No.
this part of the country. We just never, we would have done what he said we would have done.
Did you guys travel much?
no,
No.
I mean, East Coast,
Yeah, right,
the Bahamas,
right,
Aruba,
right,
tropical that way, in the
Right.
Atlantic, but never Pacific, no.
Right, right.
So it's nice, we get to see a lot of stuff here that we've never seen before.
So when you compare life in Boston to life in Laguna Woods, how would you do it?
Well, it's a lot quieter here. Let's put it that way. It's a lot quieter. And just everything, traffic and weather and all the stuff
weather's
that's, that are
beautiful.
important. Here, it seems so much calmer.
Yeah,
It's just a whole different world.
you can't be depressed here. There's no way that you can be depressed if
paradise.
you open your
Everyone says it.
window every day and the sun is shining
Right.
and you hear the birds and how at home it gets cold and dark and rainy and snowy, and it can be very disheartening to get up and have to shovel and go to work, and it takes
you
its
ever
toll
fight-
on you emotionally.
Did you ever fight over a parking space in Boston?
Oh, you don't want to know about
Our
that.
town is famous for that. Our town is actually famous for that, yeah. Oh, there's stories that I could go on forever about that, but
Did you
we won't
ever
get
shovel
into
out
that.
a parking space and somebody took
Yes.
it?
Yes,
Oh,
that's what I
yes.
just said about the
Oh,
stories,
yeah.
and she won't let me tell.
I will not tell it. I'll tell you straight.
And I was
But
never that guy who did anything.
We're
but one
not.
time
We're
I did.
not just talking about that. But
No, I
anyway,
won't.
no, we won't. But people would take.
You went
People
to.
would take their kitchen chairs and put them in the parking spot.
Right.
They put everything in there.
Everything, you name it.
They put toilets out there.
Toilets,
They put
like
everything.
things from their basement that they were storing. They'd put it out in the parking.
And you don't have
space
to
and
worry about that around here.
No,
Right.
you don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about shoveling for 8 hours and put a cone out and then a truck runs over and you come home and you stayed in for 2 days because you didn't want to move the spot and then you went out to dinner and you come back and the
They
truck
buried
just,
you in. Yeah.
the truck just drove over the cone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Right. I grew
I
up-
love the gold medals.
Sure,
That's
okay.
beautiful.
I won.
You're from New York.
I'm from New York,
Yeah.
so I know about parking spaces and,
Yes.
and aggravation and
Oh,
quiet
yes.
and yeah.
That is
And I think
huge.
one of the things that I love about California is there are no bugs where we
Oh,
live.
that's true,
No
too.
bugs.
Mosquitoes.
And
No
it's
mosquitoes.
it's not. It may be hot during the day, but it cools off and there's no humidity.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Right.
That's big. The weather's huge. The scenery is the beaches.
Right.
The beaches here are breathtaking.
So
Yeah.
what I found about living in New York is people speak their mind
Oh, yeah.
in not such a quiet way.
Yeah.
And here, people sort of speak their mind. They don't say everything, but it's a lot quieter.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's
Or they
much
do
quieter.
say it, but they might say it in a different way.
In a
In a
nicer
different way.
way.
In a nicer way.
maybe.
So
yeah.
you're never
And that's
sure.
not- that's
yeah,
not
that's
what
not
I-
our way.
Sometimes you have to just, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I've learned.
What have
I've
you learned?
to bite my tongue.
You've
a little
learned to
bit.
bite your tongue.
Just a little
Just a
with
little.
certain people,
Yeah.
it's life.
Did you know that when you first started playing pickleball, everybody called you Boston Tom?
They
Wow,
still do.
yeah.
Oh, they still do?
Oh,
Yeah.
I have people outside of the gates, and I say, "Wow, what? How do you know Boston Tom?"
And I'm introduced every time, like, oh, you're Boston Tom's wife?
Yes.
I said, yes, I am. I'm Boston Tom's wife. I don't have a name. I'm just Boston Tom's wife.
Right.
You have a name.
It took me a long time to know your last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. A funny story is my last name is Nee, and they asked me to play in the Asian games, pickleball, the Asian games, and all my friends were like, "But you're not Asian." And I said, when I say Tom Nee, it sounds like I'm Asian, right? Tom Nee.
Oh. They let you in
They let him in.
Yeah, I won it all.
and you won.
Yeah.
Another gold medal. Listen,
It all depends on who your partner is.
Right,
It all
right.
depends. You know, it's a team sport. You've
Yes,
played. I've played
yes,
with you.
Yes.
And
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we've played together,
We have
and it
played
all
together.
depends on who your partner is.
And I just want to tell people that we also had Tom's partner, his mixed doubles partner, Jeannie Costello, was on the
Right.
show.
Yep,
and
she
they're,
was,
They're
yeah.
very, they play together quite often. I
Yeah.
just want to throw Jeannie in.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dave.
A little
They
bit.
played
Yeah.
yesterday together.
You're a great partner.
I just got the 2-minute warning a minute and a half ago. So I want to thank you guys for coming in.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
for having us.
I really-
This is great.
this is fun.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're sitting down the pickleball courts talking.
Except
Yeah.
it's a little bit more
It's
comfortable.
a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, the chairs are much better.
Chairs are
No,
much
this
better.
is great.
Thank you.
It's a great
Thank
way
you
to-
so much.
Thank you so much for coming
Oh,
on.
thank you for having us.
If you'd like to come on to the show, email us at lwvcouples@gmail.com. Include your name, phone number, and email address, and brief description of your story.